Okay, so let's start the session. Let me share my screen. Okay, so before getting into the actual demo, I'd like to have a quick round of introduction so that we understand each other. Okay, that fine with you all?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me introduce myself. I'm Venu. I have around 16 years of experience into the field of HR. I've started my career as HR executive for a small manufacturing industry where I've learned all the core HR functions. And then from there, I've moved to SAP HCM. I got trained in SAP HCM, moved to SAP HCM implementations. I was into SAP HCM for 5 years, and then
Okay.
later I've upgraded my skills, and I'm into SuccessFactors from last 9 years. Okay. And in this 9 years, I have handled modules like Employee Central, compensation, performance management, recruiting, and onboarding. Though I have spent my time in all of these areas, I have most of my time I've spent on Employee Central and compensation. So I'm more comfortable in Employee Central and compensation modules. And when it comes to teaching, I'm into teaching from last 12 years. Earlier, I used to train on SAP HCM, and after getting into SuccessFactors, I've started training on SuccessFactors as well. Okay, currently I'm working for one of the MNC as a project manager working on SuccessFactors projects. Okay, so that's a quick intro about me. Though there is no connection between SAP and SuccessFactors, there is no to have the knowledge of SAP is not a prerequisite for SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors is a standalone product, and we can learn, without any prior experience of IT or without any prior, experience of any other HCM applications. Okay. So even if you are new to IT or new to HR role, you can still learn success factors. Okay. Okay. So let me give you a brief of the training that we would be undergoing in the next couple of days. The course is designed in such a way that the entire Employee Central module is covered from all the areas around the 360 degrees. Like, no, when I say Employee Central, it is only purely Employee Central. We have other modules like Employee Central Time Off and Employee Central Payroll. So we will not be covering those parts. We will be only be covering the Employee Central core, which is the master. And if you look at the certification code for SuccessFactors Employee Central, it is THR81. I'll be talking, more about the certifications in the coming session. Okay, so complete sessions or complete the Employee Central module will be covered in 24 or 25 sessions. Now, we have a structure of 24 sessions, but again, sometimes it may happen that you want to have some sessions repeated or some scenarios which are to be, added into the course content. We'd be doing that, and it goes on to 25, 26, or 27 sessions. Depends. Now, either minimum is 24, then it can extend to 3 or more sessions as well. Okay. So what we do in these 24 sessions is we first 4 sessions would be completely of theoretical part. Like we'd be learning about what is success factors, what are the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant. After getting into success factors, what would we be doing? What would be the landscape of success factors or the architecture of the system? How many types of systems we have in success factors, how to do certification, what are configuration workbooks, what are implementation or the configuration no guides, and what is learning hub. So we'll be learning all of these things in the first 4 sessions, because this is now very much needful for all the aspirants who wanted to get into success factors. Okay, so once we have these 4 sessions, which are of theoretical part, from the 5th session onwards, it is completely of practical part. Everything would be doing on the system again. 5th, 6th, 2 or 2.5 sessions would be like you don't need to practice anything in the system. But for typically from 7th session onwards, you will have to have the system, you have to practice every day at least of 1 hour on the system. So every day I'll be explaining you some practical part, 1 hour of the practical part. And then I'll be giving you all the homework, whatever that we have done in the class. You have to do it in your systems. Okay, you all will be given access to systems which can be used 24/7. You don't have to install anything in the system. If you have internet, you can access SuccessFactors application. So the complete material would be provided to you. Don't have to worry about material. Will be wherever whichever topics that we are discussing and wherever applicable, I'd be giving you the certification questions as well. Like, no, from this topic, this would be these would be the certification questions. Okay, so I'll be telling you some of the certification questions as well. So someone who want to do certification immediately after the course, you can do it right away. You don't have to wait for anything. I'll make sure that you'll pass in the first attempt. Okay. So the access is provided, material is provided, and then your everyday recordings will also be provided. After end of the session, after 1 hour or 2 hours, you would be getting the recorded session as well. Now you will be getting the recordings as well, but I would recommend not to rely on the recordings. Recordings, you can use it just for your reference. If you are stuck up with something or you want to hear to the topic once again, you can go and hear. But I don't want you all people to just have the recording and do the practice. No, because there are many people that I have seen that you just keep the recording, you just pause it and do the steps what I've done, and then again play the recording and then pause it again, do the session. No, don't do that. No, you will not be able to learn much if you do in that way. You have to recollect whatever has been taught in the session. So if possible, try to have a running notes. Okay, just now I'll be explaining everything in the either in the Excel or in the PowerPoints. Okay, try to get some notes. So wherever you think that the action or the navigation, if you want to have, just take down in your notes and try to recollect and do that in the system. Okay, so I would be giving you my 100% in training and getting you the quality what do you say, quality content. I want you to, if you're really interested or if you're serious about getting into success factors immediately, spend at least 1 hour of the practical session. So you need to practice, or you need to have your hands on onto the system. So every day, apart from the training session what you attend, want you to spend minimum of 1 hour. Now, maximum, if you want to spend most of your time, if you're free, if you're not working anywhere, if you can spend more time, that's fine. That's good for you. But minimum, I'll say is 1 hour. The system is open for you. We don't restrict that you should only do these things. You can explore many things. There are many things. We'll be just teaching you 24 or 25 sessions, but there are many things in success factors. No, system is open for you. You're free to explore things. Anything that you want to have it from me, always you can always get back to me. I'll give you the necessary information. Now, while practicing, if you have any kind of doubts that you have, you can check with your representative. You can call up, check with them, or you can share the screenshot so that you'll be getting those replies like, what mistake are you doing? Every day, again, every day before start of the session, I see if you have any doubts or clarifications from the previous sessions, like yesterday or day before yesterday's session. If you are practice and you have some doubts you want to get clarified, I take those I'll give those clarifications, or I take those doubts. Okay, so even in the class, you are free to ask any kind of questions just related to the topic. Okay, when I say any kind of doubts, not something outside of the topic, but whatever doubts that you have in the session, you can just stop me, interrupt me. I'll give you the information. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Now let's get into success factors demo. So what is success factors? Can somebody tell me what is a success factors? Not Employee Central. We'll first talk about success factors. What is success factors?
Cloud-based solution for
Cloud-based, cloud-based,
solutions for managing HR.
cloud-based solution for managing HR information. Okay. So what do you mean by cloud then?
Whatever you do, it is stored in the cloud, and you can access it through internet.
Yeah. The cloud computing basically means the data that we process, that we manage, that we store in the system, okay, it doesn't get stored in your local server. Okay, any data that we process generally gets stored somewhere, right? If I open some Excel, if I do some work in it, if I save it, it gets stored in my local system, right? In the local server. Your hard disk is your local server for you. Okay, so we may not need the big servers. Now, when you go and purchase a laptop, what do we see? Okay, what is the storage of your laptop? Okay, what is the RAM or the memory of your laptop, right? So depending on your need, you go with the required space and the memory, right? Similarly, when you process the data, it gets stored in those hard disks or it gets stored in those servers. This is called on-premise. Now you are storing the data in your premises. So similarly, when it comes to the organizations has got large amount of data. If you take organization like Reliance, where they have 20 or 30,000 of employees. So if we have to store the 20,000 employee data, now the local systems won't be sufficient. You need to have a big servers. You need to have large memory to store and process the data. So there are two ways of storing your data. So you procure a server, have all of the data stored in that server, and whenever required, you pull the data from that server. Okay. Now, when these 10,000 employees or 20,000 employees access the system, so everybody would be accessing from their own systems, right? So if I'm in Mumbai and one of my colleague is in Bangalore, both of us are working for the same organization. But whatever data that I store, my colleague from Bangalore can also access the data. How are they accessing? Because we both are connected to the same server. Okay. Same server which is physically present either in Mumbai or in Bangalore. Now, I'm connected to the Mumbai server because I'm based at Mumbai. I'm in office, so I'm connected to the server through local area network. And my friend or my colleague who is in Bangalore is also accessing to the same server, but through VPN. Right? This is on cloud. This is on premise. Now, when you say cloud computing also have the similar structure. In cloud computing also, we use servers to store the data. But these servers are hosted remotely. We don't see them physically. The one what I access on-premise, I can go and see that server physically because that's located in my organization. We have a dedicated space to install those servers and we access the data from those servers. But when it comes to cloud computing, all of this data is getting stored remotely somewhere in the cloud. Okay. Again, to give you a small example, all of you must be using the Gmail, right? So when you subscribe or when you log into your Gmail account, okay, when you sign up with Gmail account, Gmail gives you 15 GB of drive space for you, where you can store the data. If you have some files in your mobile or in your laptop, You cannot access them if you don't have your laptop or mobile with you. But if you have your files, same files in your drive, you can access it from any corner of the world if you are connected to internet. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So how are we using that? Because the data is available in the cloud and we are accessing it through internet. So that's an example of a cloud computing. Similarly, all of these applications, they are also hosted remotely. And if you look at the definition of a cloud computing, the practice of using network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process the data rather than the local server. The first thing that we need to process the data or to store the data is your infrastructure, your servers. And then secondly, the platform on which the applications are built. And third is your applications. The cloud computing services have been divided into three based on this structure. And they are called infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and application as a service, or software as a service, SaaS. In the infrastructure as a service, if the customer want to have only the servers, now servers are very expensive. Out of all of these things, servers are very expensive. If the bigger organizations, what they do is they procure the servers. They have these servers installed in the organization premises, and then from there they connect their systems. Now, all of these were being done by the organizations earlier, but now we have these servers available based on the subscription. Now, I want to have 100 TB of space. I don't have to procure server. I subscribe for this space. I want to use it for next 5 years. After 5 years, I'll see if I want to extend or if I want to move to a different provider. So I can go with infrastructure as a service. Here you will only be getting the server space. And then second, a platform as a service. If you want to build any application, you need to have a base or the platform on which you want to build the application. That's platform as a service. There are many providers who only provides you the platform. Here you'll be getting both infrastructure and a platform. And then third is software as a service. Now, instead of we building our own application, we can go and see the available products in the market. So what is your need? I want to have the HR application for my employees. For my employees ESS and MSS, I want to have a HR application. So see what are the available products in the market. We have many HR applications like SuccessFactors, Workday, or Salesforce, or some other application, Great HR, and so on. There are many tools. You go choose what is best for you. Similarly, you want to have one for your finance. Go and explore what are the available applications. Instead of you building your own application from scratch, you can just look for the available softwares and go with those softwares. Here you'll be getting your infrastructure, platform, and the software. So why would one go with cloud computing? Why not on-premises? Why these days everybody is talking about cloud and why every customer is moving from on-premise to cloud computing? Everything is being moved now. Why? There are many advantages, benefits of cloud computing. The first and foremost would be the productivity anywhere. Okay? Productivity anywhere. You can access the application from any corner of the world. Now, I have worked on many projects. One of my projects was in US. I've done some couple of projects from US. I've done a couple of projects for Australian customer. I've done a couple of I have done a couple of projects for UK customer, but I have not traveled in for any of these implementations, any of these projects. I've always worked remotely. No, for some of the customers I have traveled, but again, that was for only the need basis. The customer wanted me to have, on premise, so I was there with them. But the projects that I've mostly handled are all from the offshore, because we have that flexibility of working from anywhere. You can access the application from any corner of the world. So that's productivity anywhere. So let's say you are a manager, you're not in office today, you're outside traveling on the office needs. Then some of your employee wanted to take a leave, they have applied a leave system. You can still apply that from your mobile as well. You can have your SuccessFactors application in your mobile. You can do some actions like approving your leaves, or looking at your own data, or downloading some of the content. You don't have to be in office to do those things. If it is an on-premise application, yes, definitely you need to have your local system, open it, connect to your server, and then do that. But in case of the cloud computing application, if you are connected to internet, you can access the application either in the form of a software in your mobile or the web URL from your laptops. So that's productivity anywhere. Offsite data storage. So we don't store the data in your premises, in your local servers. Instead, we use the data, or we use the servers, the cloud servers, to store the data. And you don't see those cloud servers. Okay. Now, we started with 10,000 employees. Now we have grown up to 15,000 company. Yes, we can still extend our servers online. Okay, so license can be increased. Now you just have to take license. Now I want to use it for 10,000 employees. You just pay for 10,000 employees data. Now, I foresee growth in my company. So we want to extend from 10,000 to 15,000. You increase your license count from 10,000 to 15,000. You pay for only 15,000. It's called the pay as you go. You want to use it for 1,000 employees, pay some amount. Let's say I'm paying 1,000 rupees for each user. I'm paying 1 rupee, and it is 1,000 rupees. Now you want to use it for 10,000, you pay 10,000. So the prices are different for different licenses, different number of licenses that you use. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. It is not 1 rupee. And then your no IT maintenance cost, because you're not using the servers, on-premise servers, you don't have to have your separate IT team to look after the servers. If you own the server, then you need to have your own space. First, you need to procure servers. Second, to install those servers, you need to have a dedicated space. You need to have a dedicated team to look after, to install those servers, to maintain those servers. You need to hire those IT team. But in case of cloud computing, all of these are not required. Disaster resistance. If you are using on-premise applications, it is your responsibility to fix your servers. If something happens to your servers, it is your responsibility to fix it. Now, tomorrow, if you want to extend, or if you want to increase the size of the server, you need to go procure servers again, find out some space. If required, you need to find some additional resource as well. But in case of cloud computing, anything that happens, it is the responsibility of the cloud service provider. They will be taking care. Now, usually, nothing will be happening to the servers. That's why they call it always up. System is always up 24/7, 365 days. Lower cost of ownership. Obviously, the amount that we spend on the cloud computing applications are very less when compared to on-premise applications. Because you're procuring server, you need to spend some money. You need to dedicate it, you need to have some space dedicated for your servers. Again, you need to spend some amount there for the infrastructure. And then you need to have the IT team to look after your servers. You need to spend some more amount there. Now, all of these are saved when you are going with cloud computing application. So obviously, the amount of money that you spend on cloud servers are very less when compared to on-premise applications and easily upgraded. Every application that we use in our daily life needs some kind of upgrades. Now, these upgrades can be the fixes. Now, sometimes, even the Microsoft Word or Microsoft or any application that we use in our daily life, now you will see some changes being implemented, new changes or the new product features into the system, or maybe the existing bugs are fixed. Okay. In cloud computing, generally the cloud service provider would be updating the system or upgrading the system. They'll fix the issues, any issues that are identified would be fixed. New functionalities or new features would be included in the product, or the existing functionalities they may be enhancing with some latest features. Now, coming to SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors is a cloud-based human capital management. Earlier, we are calling it as human capital management, but now we are calling it as human experience management. Now, initially, when SAP started SAP HR, we are calling it as HR product, human resource product. Later, SAP included many talent modules in SAP itself, like performance management, onboarding, recruiting, and so on. ESS, MSS, all of this. So they started calling it as HCM because we have all of these talent modules as well, human capital management. And then now in the recent days, they have changed it from HCM to HXM. And the SuccessFactors application is now called the human experience management. It is all about how an employee experience the organization. When I join any organization, I'll be given some credentials to log into the application. And when I log in, I see all of my data in it. My personal information, my dependent information, my insurance details, my compensation, my appointment letters, my employment details. When was I transferred, or when was I promoted, or when was I suspended, or how many leaves I have, how many leaves I can avail. So I'll find all of the information related to me and related to the organization in one application. That is SuccessFactors. Okay, it is the product of SAP and it offers a comprehensive set of tools and functionalities. Like I can do my appraisals through performance management. The salary revisions are taken care in compensation management. And all of my training needs are solved through learning management system. All of the recruiting or the sourcing is done in the recruiting and the onboarding module. The reporting and the analytics provides me all kinds of reports that are required for the management. So these are the different modules what we have in SuccessFactors. See here. These are all the modules of SuccessFactors. And the core or the base of all of these modules is Employee Central. So why the Employee Central is called a core or base? Why do we have so much of demand for Employee Central? Because we store the data or we manage the employee data in Employee Central. All of the information about an employee, be it personal or the employment details, all of this information is maintained in Employee Central. And this data is sent to many modules. Performance management or the appraisal module needs some basic information about the employee. What is the name of the employee? Which department is the employee working in? Or what are the objectives of this employee? What are the training needs? What are the development needs? So all of this information is stored in Employee Central. This is pushed to performance management. Manager will review the performance of the employee and gives the rating. Again, this rating will get stored in Employee Central. Now, compensation module needs basic information like what is current salary of the employee, what is the current grade of the employee, when did the employee join, whether employee is eligible for promotion or not. So all of this information is available in Employee Central, and this data is sent to compensation module. Learning needs some information that is sent to learning module. So all of these modules need employee data, and this data is provided by Employee Central. These are the modules, and that's your Employee Central. So what do we generally do in Employee Central is we maintain the employees master data. Employees master data is split into different parts. Like broadly, it is personal information and employment information. Within personal information, you have employees name information where you store first name, last name, middle name, gender, salutation, and so on. Then you have contact information where you store the phone number of the employee, email ID of the employee. You have address details where you store the employee's address, what is the home address of the employee, or what are the other other communication addresses of the employee. What are the education details of the employee, previous experience details, qualifications. So all of this is part of your personal information. And we call these as the blocks or the portlets in SuccessFactors. We have multiple portlets or blocks to maintain employee data. Okay, so all of these are part of your personal information. And then you also have employment details like employees' organizational information, what company the employee is in, what is the location that employee is working for, what is the department, or what business unit or what division the employee working in. So all of this is about org information. And then you have time information, work schedule of the employee, how many hours employee would be working for, what is the leave profile of the employee. You have job information like what is the grade of the employee that the employee is in. And then we have compensation details, job relationships. So these are all part of the employment details. And all of this data, now different customers needs different data. Like when I hire an employee, in some organization, as per organization policy, they maintain some data. If you go look at another organization, they maintain some different data. There would be some common data that every organization maintain, like hire date is required for every organization. First name, last name is required for all organizations. But the requirement may vary. Some companies may say that first name should be mandatory field and it should allow only 100 characters. Some companies may say that no, we have our employees with more than 100 characters also. So we want to have 200 characters for the first name. So some may say that we don't need last name because we don't have any employees with So there are some employees who doesn't have any last name. So we don't need last name as a mandatory field. So they have different companies have different requirements. So all of these can be configured in the system. We set up the system as per customer needs. Some customers say that when we transfer an employee, we want to have one level of approval. Manager has to approve that transfer. Some companies may say that we want to have 3 levels of approval. Manager has to approve, manager's manager has to approve, and then HR has to approve. Some companies may say that I want to have 2 levels of approval for transfer. Similarly, for promotions, we do promotions with only grade change. Some companies say that no, every promotion we want to change the salary as well of the employee. Some companies may say that there are some cases where we don't change the salary, we only change the grade. So different organizations have different policies, and all of these things can be configured in the system. Okay, so these things we'll be configuring in the system, in SuccessFactors system. In the coming sessions, we'll be learning how do we configure or how do we set up the customer system. How does customer gives the requirement and how do we maintain that in SuccessFactors system. So I'll take a pause here and see if you have any questions related to the topics that we have discussed so far.
Venu, I have a question here.
Just go ahead, Ram.
So Venu, in order to get a job in success factors, so how many modules we need to learn?
Now, how many ever modules you've learned, you will only be working on one module. Okay. So at a time, you can only work on one module, not on multiple modules. Even if you know 5 or 6 modules, you will not be asked to handle all of the 5, 6 modules. No. In fact, for each module, you will have multiple resources. For Employee Central, you will see 3 or 4 consultants. Recruiting, you will see 1 or 2 consultants. Performance, you will see 1 or 2. Compensation, you will see 1 or 2. Learning, you will see 1 or 2 consultants. It is good to have knowledge of multiple modules. So whatever requirement that comes in, you can go and opt for that. But you'll only be working on one module. It is good to have one main module and one sub-module.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Venu.
Yeah.
So we know Employee Central is the main module here, and the sub-module comes under maybe training or compensation.
No, I don't say that Employee Central is the main module. See, success factors, when if you look at the customers, 100 customers, 99 customers will have Employee Central and other modules implemented.
Okay.
And you can also have the customers without Employee Central, but they want to use performance management or compensation or recruiting or onboarding. You'll rarely see these kind of customers as well. That means success factors can be implemented without Employee Central also. So how can we implement other modules without Employee Central? When you say Employee Central contains all of the master data and Employee Central has to provide this information. So without Employee Central, you just upload the data what is required only for performance management. Let's say your customer says, I don't want to implement success factors for Employee Central. I just want to use only performance management for my appraisal. So I have some other application for maintaining the master data. So in that case, what you do is whatever that little information that is required for your performance management, you upload that data and pick the data from there.
Got it. So in this course of training, whatever this 25, 27 sessions, what are we, going to get knowledge on?
We'll be getting the knowledge on the complete Employee Central topics. We have the course content, the day-wise course content here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. To start with, I said the first four sessions completely of theoretical part, and then 5th session onwards, we'll move into the success factors application and we start the configuring the system. Okay. First, 5th session, we go and see the provisioning settings. And then 6th session, we'll look at different data models that we have. And then 7th session, we see the one of the data model. 8th session, we'll start with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These sessions will set up the company structure, like, understand the customer requirement about how they operate, like how many companies they have, how many locations they have, how many departments they have, divisions or the cost center they have. We set up this. Once we have the complete organization structure set up, we'll go and see how to add an employee in the system. While hiring the employee, what all information is required? How do you hire an employee? How employee IDs are generated? What all information can be filled while hiring? What can be skipped and what can be added later on? And then after this, we will go and see how to do the same thing in bulk. We'll see how to add an employee, one single employee.
Right.
And you will also see how to add hundreds of employees or thousands of employees. We'll see how to add thousands of locations in the system, thousands of positions. So bulk data maintenance, how do we do the bulk data maintenance. Okay, we'll see the imports part. And then we also see the security part, like every employee when they log in, they can see some data, they can edit some data. Like if I'm an employee, when I log in, I can go and view all of my information. What is my salary or what is my, how many leaves I have. So I can see all of my data. To some extent, I can also edit my data. I can add my education details, my address details, my personal information. I can add my previous experience. All of these details can be updated by me. But when it comes to my compensation, I'll not be able to update my compensation. It is the HR who would be maintaining the data, not me.
Right.
I can see my data, but not edit. I can look at my colleagues' data to some extent. Forget about editing their information. I will not have access to update their information. I cannot edit others' information. No, but I can see some information of my colleagues, like name of the employee or designation of the employee, I can see. But compensation, I cannot see others' compensation. That's a sensitive information.
Yeah.
That's a confidential data. So how do we control what role has to access what information? No, this is as an employee. If I'm a manager, I can edit some of my employees' data as well because I'm a manager. If I'm a HR, I can update any information. I can hire employees, I can transfer employees, I can promote employees. Again, HR executive can do to some extent. HR manager can do some additional data. So different roles in the organization has different responsibilities. And we control all of these permissions through a module called RBP, role-based permissions. So we see that. And then we also look at the workflows, how to configure the workflows. When somebody updates some information, I want somebody to validate, maybe HR to validate before it gets updated in the system. Or if a transfer is happened or if a promotion is happened, I want system to trigger some workflows, approvals. So how do we configure those approvals? What kind of notifications are sent from system? And now different companies want to have the system in different themes. If you go and look at the theme for Pepsi, you will see most of the colors like blue and color. The entire application would be mostly in blue and white. And if you go and look at Coca-Cola company, you see red and white there.
Yeah.
Okay. So different companies have different themes, different policies. So these can also be done in the system. We have something called org charts and the position management settings, reports, themes. These things should be covered.
Venu,
Hmm.
just by going through your videos and learning from those videos, is it possible to get a job as an implementation consultant?
Yes.
Because
you need to
most of the SAP jobs requires prior experience in which they need a certification. Just is it possible to gain some knowledge and just go and crack an interview through this?
So in the second day, we'll be talking about certification, how to do the certification. Okay, what comes in certification? Is certification mandatory? What happens if you don't have certification? So all of those things we'll be discussing in certification. But yes, you need some experience to get into the SuccessFactors application. Now, there are very minimum or limited opportunities for freshers. Okay. So every organization wants to have some experienced candidate, but not freshers.
Yes.
So you should be claiming. That's why somebody said, no, I'm a fresher. So then I asked how many years of gap that you have between your education and now. So you should have you should be claiming minimum of 2 to 3 years of experience to get into SuccessFactors. You will not be getting calls if you don't have any experience. There are very few companies who hires the freshers. Okay. And the minimum experience they require is 2 to 3 years.
So even if we learn from these videos and we say that we have got some knowledge and experience,
Not
some
from
people.
the not from the videos definitely, but you need to have your hands-on experience. That's why I said minimum of 1 hour of practice you need to do on the system. So what you are going to do in the projects, that you are doing it here on the systems.
Okay, it means real time projects we are
Real
going.
time. Yes.
Okay, even if we do the real time projects here, and when we go to some interview, they ask what kind of project have you done. Can we say this as an experience that we have
Yes.
done?
Yeah. Now you will not say that now I have learned success factors and I've practiced this much. No. You'll say that as if you have worked for any customer, you have to say that. Like I've done all of these activities. I have imported employee information. I have imported thousands of positions in the system. I have configured different business rules in the system for validating the data. I've done different setup for workflows. I've done so much of process for the terminations. I've extracted these many reports. I've designed these many reports. So you need to say that. So whatever that you have done, now whatever that we discuss in the sessions, this is what you will be doing in real time also. So the more number of more number of hours that you practice, the more you will be confident and you can answer any of those things in the system.
In
Every
that,
interview that phase, every the certification, what you do, certification. When you go to certification, you will see all of the topics, all of the questions that we have discussed in our sessions. Interviews, somehow you will see the same questions every interview. But only thing
in
is
that
how you
case,
answer it.
whenever they ask for the configuration questions, just by learning from this, we'll be able to answer. But what if they ask that about the permissions granted from the SAP as an implementation consultant? Uh, as per my knowledge that I have learned, we need some permissions from the SAP to become an implementation consultant. What about that thing?
What permissions do you need? I didn't understand.
Until and unless
Permission.
you're working in a company, you need to take permission from the SAP that you are a certified consultant so that you can
No,
start configuring.
no. Certification, you will be doing the certification from SAP's portal. There's a URL, is training.sap.com, where you log in, you subscribe, log in, schedule the certification, do your certification. Okay, and SAP would be giving you the certification.
And what about the provisioning access?
Provisioning access, it depends on the customer. Now, when you are hired by the implementation partner, you will not have access to provisioning before you get into job. Once you get into job, once you're allotted with allocated with the project, now once you get into the project, then you would raise a request for the provisioning access from SAP.
So when we get into an interview, how can we clear this provisioning kind of questions if we don't have prior experience?
So that's what we are discussing here, right? In the 5th session, if you see, introduction to provisioning, what do we do in provisioning, and what are the super admin creation, this is also provisioning. 6th step, what you see, this is also in provisioning, and 7th, some of it is also in the provisioning system. We have 2.5 hours of training on the provisioning system.
So will the interviewer ask any kind of certificate for the provisioning for getting into that job?
Oh, I didn't get you. You mean
For
the
example,
interview might ask you, out of 100% of the configuration that you do, you only do a 5% of configuration in the provisioning. So
okay.
your interviewer might ask you, have you worked on provisioning? What all settings have you enabled? These are the 2 questions that max they can ask you.
Okay. So yeah, just curious that because provisioning is given for a certain companies only if you are working in that. So without working into a company, will it be possible to explain them that we have done this?
Yeah, you need to go through the sessions. Okay, you need to read the implementation guide. You will understand everything.
Okay,
So
okay.
here we'll be discussing about provisioning settings as well.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question from my end.
Yeah.
See, as I said, I have 10 plus or close to 12 years of experience, and I'm planning to remodel my resume as 6 years into recruitment and the latest 5 years into SAP SF Employee Central, whatever.
Mm.
Okay. So,
Mm.
do we need to have a prior HCM experience, just like you started your
No,
career working as an HCM?
no. SAP experience is not must.
Okay. Okay.
It can, because SuccessFactors is also a product of SAP.
Okay.
Okay. So most of the consultants who are in SAP move to SuccessFactors. That doesn't mean that every consultant of SuccessFactors should have SAP experience. No. You will have some added advantage if you have SAP knowledge, because the terms, the process what we use are similar to SAP.
Understood.
That's it. Yeah. Even SAP consultant, if you just pull him in from SAP and ask him to work on SuccessFactors, they will not be able to work. The structure is different. The process may be same, but the structure is different.
Got it. Okay. So last 5 years, I'm working as an SAP SF consultant. That's what we say.
Yeah, I would say uh, if you can add 2 years of SAP or 3 years of SuccessFactors, that would be fine. Because the more number of years of experience that you claim, the expectation becomes higher.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Sure.
If you want to get into a lead SuccessFactors role, then you can claim 5 years of experience, and they'll be asked you to handle the projects alone. You'll be given some associate consultants to train them as well. So if you're confident, yes, you can claim 5 years of experience, 5 or 6 years.
Understood. And I know it depends on company to company. For a typical 2 to 3 years of experience guy, what is the package that what is the market rate?
For 3 years of experience, you can land up somewhere around for 10 to 12 to 14 lakhs.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm into like recruitment for 7 years now. So if I want to like shift into SF, will they consider that as a domain experience, or
Yes,
they won't consider and
definitely.
consider as
Yeah,
a fresher?
definitely your domain experience is considered, and you need to claim minimum of 2 years of SuccessFactors experience.
Okay. And after like we got a job in SuccessFactor in Employee Central. Like later on, after a few years, do we need to like learn other modules also in between, and or is it?
It depends upon the requirement of the project. Once you get into any implementation partner, or once you get into any of the organizations like Deloitte, Accenture, it depends on the need of the project. Let's say we have a opening for one of the customer wanted to have recruiting resource. So you'll be given some time. You'll be given the learning hub access or system access to learn that module and get into the project if you are interested. Now, if you don't have interest in recruitment or in compensation module, nobody will force you to get into that.
Okay.
So that's how even I have learned. So initially, I've told you, right? I've worked on modules like Employee Central, compensation, one of the project for PMGM, one of the project in RCM. Yeah, but mostly in the 9 years, I spent almost 7 years on EC and 2 years on compensation, and 6 months to 1 year in performance recruiting.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Venu. My name is Saurav.
Yeah, hi, Saurav.
So I just wanted to know, do we get also credential for these practical trainings like on SAP?
Yes. You will be getting instance access. There are two systems, provisioning and instance, and all of you would be getting instance access for practice.
Okay, so basically, Venu, I have total 3.5 years of experience, and for employee central, I have 2 years, but that was a basic. Like I can see my details, compensation, or I cannot edit all the details. But some of the part I can add it, and also I can check for other teammates. So I know some basic details of like how Employee Central works. So will that beneficial to,
Yeah,
upgrade
definitely.
myself?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Venu, will you be providing any kind of experience certificate after this training sessions?
Experience, see, the training what we are giving, the training certificate will not be useful for you anywhere. Okay, the certification what you do from training.sap, which is from SAP, is useful for you, but not the training. You cannot say that, no, I got trained from this institute, because you must be claiming 2 or 3 years of experience. You cannot say that you have just learned the training. You've just undergone the training.
Okay.
Experience, if you're looking out for the experience certificates, we'll give you some consultancies which provide the offer letters and then experience letters.
And the pay slips and everything as well?
Pay slips and everything. Yeah. We don't have we'll give you some companies. We let you decide from which company or what offer you want to have. We let you decide.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Hi, Venu. Sakshi this side.
Yeah, hi, Sakshi.
So, Venu, I have around 2 years of experience, and I have been continuously using SuccessFactor and SAP, like in for recruitment and for termination and transfer activities.
As an end user.
Yes, as an end user. So you can say that as an HR executive, I have been using RCM and recruitment tab continuously for the recruitment activities, and for termination, transfer, hiring, etc. I am like as an HR executive, I have been using Employee Central, SAP, etc. So will this going to be an added advantage if I want to switch to if I want to switch to SuccessFactor consultant career, or how much time do I have to invest on certifications and other things, or will this knowledge of my SuccessFactor recruiting and Employee Central knowledge, the basic understanding that I have, will this make my learning easier? Will this be with this experience, can I sit for the interviews?
Yes, definitely the knowledge what you have on the as an end user, that would be an added advantage for you when learning the configuration side of it. You can correlate what have you been doing so far, how system was configured in the backend. So you can correlate, and you can use all of your experience that you have as a implementation consultant instead of the end user. Now, when you apply for a job, you can say that all these years, like 2.5 years, whatever that you have, you can say that you have done the implementation and you have part of the support as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can now get into job easily.
Hi, Venu. Okay, this is Irfana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have sent one message. Okay, can you just check that message and respond?
Yeah, there are many consultancies, Irfan. It all depends on you, through which consultancies you go. Even the one what you have, what you have posted in the chat, they also give you their own consultancies or their preferred consultancies. Now, they doesn't own any consultancy, but they prefer some consultancies. Again, all of the consultancies provides you the same information, like the experience letter, offer letter, or you need to choose the right consultancy, because when going with a consultancy, you need to look for many things like how many years they are in the market, and for whether the background checks can be cleared or not. So all of these things you need to check in the Google. So is that company blacklisted?
Okay.
We just give you the names of the consultancies, but no, we don't have any relation with them. So you need to decide through which consultancy you want to go. That's it.
Okay, so you will be providing some recommendations. Okay,
Yes,
based on.
some recommendation. Now, if you have your own, if you have some known persons or known consultancies, that you can go with that as well. There is no hard and fast rule that you should go with only these consultancies.
Okay.
Will you be helping in terms of placements as well?
Placements, so whatever that I come across, I can help you out. Or if you want to clear your this thing, I can help you out. You can check with your representatives. So they will coordinate with you, and they'll help you in clearing your interviews. We don't guarantee any job placement, but we'll try our level best to crack the interviews if you maintain that relationship.
Okay.
So Venu, I have one question, last question. So as I say, I mean, I have experience in the recruitment, and if I want to go into RCM module, so how it, I mean, will that good, or I should go with
Yeah, it would.
EC
Yeah, it
first?
would be. No. It would be good. I don't say that just because I'm teaching EC, I don't say that you have to learn EC. No, there are uh, consultants who only knows RCM, who only knows onboarding module. Okay, so if you have experience of recruiting, okay, and you want to continue into the same because you have the knowledge of recruiting process, yes, you can learn recruitment.
Okay. So
Anybody can learn Employee Central. The good thing is anybody can learn Employee Central. Okay. Now you can also learn Employee Central. You can get into Employee Central. And since you have experience of recruiting and you want to stick to recruiting only, then you can learn recruitment module. The problem is out of 100 customers, only 30 customers or 40 customers uses recruiting. So you'll find less number of opportunities in recruiting. Why people learn Employee Central is 99 customers out of 100 customers, 99 customers will use Employee Central. So you will find more number of opportunities. Employee Central is a vast module. You will see 4 or 5 consultants in each project. So the requirement is also high.
So Venu, as like my experience, I also hired up some of the SAP consultant who are like basis or SAP security and GRC. They were like more into implementation, upgrade or maintenance. So will these consultant, for example, SAP SF or EC, they will be also doing these all the things like implementation, upgrades, or support. What kind of job role they will going to perform?
We have both implementation and support. We'll be discussing in detail about the roles and responsibilities in our first regular session. Okay, but to answer your question, yes, we have implementation and the support roles. We don't have any upgrades, but upgrades, because upgrades are done by SuccessFactors once in 6 months, and we call it as a release management. Every consultant should be part of this release management because we should know what release features have come in each of the release. Okay, so that's part of our job, either support or the implementation consultant.
Got it.
So what do we do in implementation? What do we do in support? What do we do? Release? That we'll discuss in detail. That's part of our course content.
Okay, thank you.
So if you don't have any other questions, I hope to see you all in our regular sessions. We'll be starting off the sessions very soon, probably after 1 week or in the mid of the next week. You can check with your representatives on the timing. The timing would be 6 to 7 p.m. is what we are planning to have now. Okay. Any further information that you would like to know, you can check with your representative. We'll connect back. Okay. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your rest of the day and hope to see you all soon in the regular sessions.
Thank you, Venu.
So much, Venu. You too.
Thank you, Venu.
Nice weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Venu.